hurt.
From the vaccination?
No, it's not even up here. Like, my lower arms. And I do not know why.
It's because they microchipped you. And
Nice. I love getting microchipped. You know what else I love? The NFL draft on ESPN. Thursday at
4:20.
Hold on.
The last time you edited this was yesterday at 4:20 p.m.
Hold on, let me find out what time.
By Titus
8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, like I said.
Shout outs to the background. Tunes for Two. You can go check that out at Tunes for Two, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
SoundCloud.
We do have some on SoundCloud. That is an actual fact. But we ran out of room and did not want to upgrade. So you can watch like the first 3 episodes there.
All right. So we're going to be doing our predictions, but with a little bit of a twist because I did not do my homework and didn't fill it out last minute. But I feel like I like this version a lot better because it's more entertaining and more funny.
I already have my predictions set. Caleb just going to run through and decide his on the spot.
I feel like that's kind of the format that we've been doing throughout with the predictions throughout the last season and stuff, because like you always had yours ready and I would kind of just like do it on the fly. I kind of like that better because I feel like I'm more of a, don't like to second guess myself, because if I did this like a week earlier, I would have been changing it like constantly.
Right.
Just because of all the news and stuff.
Yeah, I haven't changed mine once since I last put in the 32. Also, I just woke up, so I'll be eating Pop-Tarts. S'mores Pop-Tarts. That's our sponsor.
Yes.
Just
please.
the S'mores Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
Not actually. You don't have to buy them if you don't feel like it.
But please do. Wait.
But they're good. Like, I would suggest, like, I don't even have to be advertised or, like, have them as a sponsor in order to, like, shout them out. They're good stuff. I'm also drinking Pete's coffee.
Yes.
P-E-T. Pete's.
If either company wants to sponsor us, $30,000 would be nice, but you don't have to. All right.
$30,000. Beggars can't be choosers, Caleb.
That is true.
Yeah, so that's probably getting uploaded on Thursday, so watch the draft tonight to see if we're correct.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I will just go through the draft order real quick because there have been some interesting trades that have happened within the past couple of years for this draft, but also as of recent. So, as we all know, Jaguars are picking first and Jets second, which was like huge news simply because everyone thought it was going to be the Jets for a while, and then they won one, and they were like, oh, okay, well, now they just have to fight it out with the Jaguars. They're both like tied. And then Jets won another, and everyone was like, whoa, fucking Jets are not going to get Trevor Lawrence anymore. Jaguars won the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. Unless they don't take Trevor Lawrence, which is, I mean, Urban Meyer's been working with him a lot, the new Jaguars coach, so that'd be a huge surprise. Hey, we just have to find out. It's not too long before the draft starts, so 49ers actually picked third. This was a big shocker to the NFL world. We knew that the 49ers were looking into new quarterbacks, and they were asking, I think Patriots were interested in getting Jimmy Garoppolo before they signed Cam Newton. So previously Miami Dolphins had this pick from the Texans. The Texans were like real bad last year, and now they don't even have, a top 10 pick. Do the Texans pick in the first round at all? I do not think so. They messed up. That's all I can say. Especially like with this whole Deshaun Watson situation, we don't even know like who they have on their team anymore. Yeah. So
it's crazy too because of all the key players that they basically just threw away. You would think they would get at least a few first rounds out of it.
And Miami Dolphins just signed Will Fuller as well from the Texans, so they really just got the best of everything from the Texans.
Yeah.
And then Dolphins were able to trade it away to the 49ers. And then after that, it's Falcons, Bengals. Everyone believes the Bengals is going to get a wide receiver or a tackle for Burrow to, support. Miami Dolphins traded back to number 6, where people believe they're probably going to aim for one of the Alabama wide receivers. And then Philadelphia Eagles, that's where they were at number 6. And so they went back to 12. Yeah, which is, I don't know. Who do you think, what type of position do you think they could get there at 12? Clearly, they're not looking for one of the top quarterbacks, which is why they wanted to trade back in the first place.
being an Eagle fan, I would assume that their main objectives was to get a wide receiver to help out young quarterback Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
But now, since all these rumors came out and all the trading we've been doing, I don't know anymore because we could go like any certain direction now. Because originally, before we traded down to 12, we were looking up to trade up in the draft to get the 3rd round pick to get a quarterback, to get a high quarterback. I'm like, what the fuck? We literally have Jalen Hurts. Why do we give him a chance,
Right.
Because I feel like we were going to basically tank again this year. So if Jalen Hurts does bad or just don't like seeing what he has, like you don't like what he has to offer, get another quarterback next draft. Don't get one this draft, So I'm going to go with the safe bet, as in their primary target is a wide receiver, but I wouldn't be shocked if they get a defensive back because that has also been big discussion as well. And yeah.
You did get a wide receiver first round last year in Jalen Reagor. Has he just not shown up, or do you think you just wanted like a more firepower? You think Jalen Reagor will do good alongside this other wide receiver that they could potentially pick?
I don't. I think so. I just think that it's a lack of development on the organizational part because we've drafted high wide receivers before in the last few rounds, or in the last few years. We've just been drafting high with the wide receivers, and they just not really panned out, like J.J. Whiteside and numerous other first, second, and 3rd round picks. But I just feel like, again, this is another generational talent wide receiver draft class, and I feel like that's where they need to go because Jalen Reagor, I have a lot of faith in him, but he's not. I feel like it's kind of both. He's not really stepping up, but I just feel like he has potential to. If we pick Justin Jefferson and or CeeDee Lamb, I just don't think they would do as well on the Eagles as they did on the Vikings and on the Cowboys. So I don't really know. I don't really know if we even do get a wide receiver, he would actually pan out the way that we want.
Right. Also later in the draft, 23rd pick belongs to the Jets, so that's their second first-round pick, and they got this from the Seattle Seahawks trade that made Jamal Adams go to the Seahawks. And then after that, we have the 25th pick. Jacksonville Jaguars have their second first-round pick from the Rams in the Jalen Ramsey trade. And then I don't know what happened between the Ravens and the Chiefs for this trade, but Ravens have the 31st pick alongside the 27th pick. So those are like essentially back-to-back picks. It's just like 4 spots away. So Chiefs do not have a first-round pick this season.
You want to get started on our predictions?
Oh, wait. They got Trent Williams. Wait, no, it's not Trent Williams. Orlando Brown?
Cup. He sounds familiar. Who is that again?
That's right. This happened yesterday, I'm pretty sure. That's why I didn't update it on the spreadsheet. But Orlando Brown was a left tackle for Ravens. Or maybe he wasn't a left tackle. He could have just been a guard, maybe. But he thought he was good enough to be a left tackle, but Ravens already have a left tackle. Something like that. And so that's why the Ravens traded him to the Chiefs for the first rounder, I guess. I mean, that was a big deal, I guess, because like I was gonna give the Chiefs Alex Leatherwood, offensive lineman from Alabama. So like either way, they were gonna get something like that. And might as well go with a guy who has proven it in the big league already. So
yeah.
Ravens. I will have to update mine as you go through yours as well. Interesting.
Yeah, so a lot of movement already, and I think that there will be more movement as well during the draft as there usually is. Because I feel like every year there's usually teams moving around in the top 10 and at least the top 20. Because I know the Eagles did as well. They did a little moving as well. And rumors are that Zach Ertz is in talk for a trade for the Eagles to move up again. So before the draft actually starts, so I would not be surprised if the Eagles move up, and that's a little hot take or a little preview to a hot take that I'm going to predict. So yeah, you want to start predicting?
Yeah, let's go into it. I am just trying to figure out who I'm going to put for the Ravens, but you can talk about the first two. I think the first two are pretty obvious anyways. Unless you have something massive, but
yeah, like everyone knows, everyone's going to predict this, and it's probably going to happen because I feel like the first pick is usually locked in, and everyone usually knows where the first team is going to pick, because they had the first pick. But it's going to be quarterback Trevor Lawrence, or the Jaguars are going to pick Trevor Lawrence as their first overall pick in the draft. I feel like that's pretty obvious. Everyone's been saying that, and it's just they need a quarterback. And I just feel like if Trevor Lawrence does not go on the Jags, then I feel like everyone's just going to be left confused. So, and then the second one, I feel, as in Zach Wilson. Is that the guy for the Jets that he's looking at?
Yeah. You want to start typing these in?
Yeah. So my first pick for the Jags is Trevor Lawrence. Can I just slide that over? Question mark.
What do you mean? Oh, like copy and paste?
I'll just copy and paste. Okay. So and then for my second prediction is for the New York Jets, they're going to pick up Zach Wilson, and that also makes sense since they just traded away Sam Darnold to the Panthers, so they also need a quarterback as well. Mm-hmm. And Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson are the top two favorite or quarterbacks taken, or the top two graded quarterbacks within the draft. So that makes the most sense for the top two, who are in desperate need, one would say, to draft a quarterback. And that is Titus's as well.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's obvious, and there's not really to go in depth into that.
All right, who do you have at number 3?
Number 3? All right.
San Francisco 49ers probably going to take a quarterback.
See, I just don't want the 49ers to take a quarterback. Like, I refuse for them to take a quarterback. I don't know. But it's all swinging that way, that they're going to take a quarterback. But this is a little hot take. Not really. Kind of is, but I'm going to say that they're going to take Mac Jones for a third round for a quarterback. Just because I don't know where I've seen this, but I've seen a few articles on this where Mac Jones and the 49ers were in discussion through this free agency, and they've just kind of kept in touch. And
yeah, Shanahan did show up to his pro day.
Yeah, that, and just like they've been in discussion as well, and I just think, if they form that great of a relationship, it's kind of underground. I feel like there's more relationship growing that we may know and realize, and that's why I also think it's a hot take, because not many people think Mac Jones is going to go that high, and especially 3 quarterbacks in a row for the top 3 draft picks is kind of unheard of. We never really seen that before. That in a while, yeah. The only time that I've actually witnessed that, or since watching the draft, is Jared Goff taking number 1 and then Carson Wentz taking number 2. But then that's the most quarterbacks I've seen in a row that high in that order. But that's why I also think it's a hot take, because I don't think that 49ers are necessarily going to take a quarterback. I feel like they could surprise us and out of nowhere and take a wide receiver or just any other.
Pitts? They don't need Pitts. They already have fucking
Ayuk.
No, not just Ayuk, but they have Kittle, one of the best defenders in the game. So
yeah, that is true.
Yeah, I don't think that's an issue. I think, and this is probably even more of a hot take, because a lot of people think it's between Jones or Lance. I think a lot of people really think 49ers will take Lance. But I think they're going to go with Justin Fields.
What the fuck?
Just because I feel like with Mac Jones, and I don't really know much about Trey Lance either, but kind of him as well. I feel like they're not solving any issue when it comes to the Garoppolo issue. I don't think they're that drastically different. I think Fields brings a different dynamic to the table, and with their type of young offense, they would just fucking run shit.
Yeah.
like, it would be insane to watch. I think it would just make for a really fun team, and that's kind of why I'm pulling for it, just because I feel like it would be a lot of fun to watch. And I think eventually it'd be successful. I think people underrate Justin Fields, in my opinion. But
yeah, I'm a big guy on Justin Fields as well, but for whatever reason, I think he's just going to fall a little bit. I still think he's going to be in the top 10, but I don't think he will be in the top 5.
Right.
All right, so we got Atlanta Falcons up next as the 4th pick, and this may be the hottest take in the entire world. And this is where, like, I don't even know, like, this is going to be so, like, wrong on so many levels, but I'm going to have the Philadelphia Eagles moving up to pick number 4. Trade away Zach Ertz, giving away, and then giving the Atlanta Falcons pick number 12, and then the Eagles are going to pick fucking Justin Fields.
What? You think? Oh my god! What the fuck? There's no way you actually believe this could happen.
Look. As insane as this may sound, if I'm actually right about this, you got, like, this would be, like, the hottest take in the entire world to ever, like, actually come true.
You don't think this is actually gonna happen, though, do you?
No, but, like, just because of how absurd the Eagles' season has been and the off season, I will not.
So Atlanta trades back to 12, then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and then Falcons receive Zach Ertz, and I don't know the logistics on this trade, but because I feel like there's still, like,
you still need to give him compensation for that.
Yeah, I feel like because we have a lot of first round picks next year as well. I think if Carson Wentz actually does good and actually, like, plays the entire season, then we would have 3 first round picks. One being one automatically we would just get a first round pick. The second one will be from the Miami Dolphins trade. So we got a first round pick from them and then the first round pick from one. So we have 3 total first round picks. And Howie Roseman is notorious for playing around in the top 10 and draft, like, top 10 and playing around with the first round pick. So, like, he's going to probably trade away one of those first round picks as well.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, like, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, when's the last time someone's kept 3 first round picks?
Yeah.
Usually, like, if you have 2, like, yeah, that's fun. But 3 is, like, just trade at that point.
Yeah, and then I just feel like the Atlanta Falcons, even though they're crazy high, like, they're pick number 4, that's so high, but they're, like, one of the only teams that are ahead of the Eagles that actually need a tight end or will be shopping for a tight end, because Kyle, it's not a strong draft for tight ends. I don't feel like it usually is, but Kyle Pitts is the only first rounder for a tight end, and he's going high as well. Like, everyone's predicting, like, top 10, top 15 for Kyle Pitts from Florida for a tight end. So I just, You know
where I think he's going, Kyle Pitts?
Number
4, Atlanta Falcons. That's what makes more sense. Why go with Zach Ertz when you could have young gun Kyle Pitts on your team? With Matt Ryan, I think that would be very successful. And as of right now, they still have Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley. I know they've been talking about trading Julio Jones, but I mean, yeah, you still have Calvin Ridley and then Kyle Pitts. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And they still have a decent third string wide receiver who, like, people like. I don't remember his name, but yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is Kyle Pitts would make this team just as good as they really have been offensively, but just, like, a whole new dimension to it, because, like, we all know that Matt Ryan can throw the deep ball to, like, different people, but, like, you need someone close up who's, like, a good, like, escape to guy and then can run, like, 30 yards after the catch. That's Kyle Pitts. And also he can also go for the deep ball. They will have the best Hail Mary team in the world if they keep Julio Jones and then draft Kyle Pitts.
That'll be so scary. I mean, and then also too, Zach Ertz can do that as well. But the only like problem with Zach Ertz is that yak, and I feel like that's where Kyle Pitts is.
Oh, Kyle Pitts is just he does all. I guarantee he's faster.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he could basically be a wide receiver if he wants to, but he's just so good at blocking so that he's still regarded as a tight end. So
bless you. I thought you were gonna sneeze again.
I thought so too. I thought it was coming.
All right, so we got pick number 5, Cincinnati Bengals. They need a wide receiver and offensive tackle. And this is where we're going to see one of the elite wide receivers in this class go.
Elite.
I think they're going to pick up Devontae Smith.
Oh.
From Alabama.
Okay. That would be cool to see. I like to think about Devontae Smith and what was his name? Justin Burrow. Joe Burrow. I'm getting all these different quarterbacks in this new wave mix up. I put Justin Fields. So. Yeah, I think that would be really, really helpful for Joe Burrow. But I think they need to start thinking about their offensive line first. And so that's why I'm going with the best tackle in the class, Penei Sewell. I may have butchered that name, and I'm sorry if I did. But, yeah, this guy looks like he's going to stay around for 10 years minimum and just fuck shit up the whole time. 6'6", 331, insane wingspan. He played for the Oregon Ducks. I'm really excited about wherever he ends up because I know that the quarterback is going to love him, basically. Probably more than he'd love some of his receivers. So, yeah, that's where I go there. I know, like, a lot of people think wide receiver is going to go to Falcons or Bengals, at least one. But I think, as good as the wide receivers are in this class, there's just so many that, like, you can have one slide, even a pretty decent one slide into the second round, I think. Because it's so top heavy as well that, people are going to be focused on that for a while. But the depth is there as well.
Yeah.
Like, when I think about, I was just in a Twitter discussion about this. There are 2 different wide receivers with the last name Moore that people could see going in the first round. Like, that's how deep it goes. Rondell Moore and Elijah Moore. I really like Elijah Moore, but I don't even think he'll make it in the first round. An Ole Miss wide receiver he's tricky on his feet. So he'll be fun to watch and fun to see, like, where he ends up. So,
yeah.
If he could slide to the 3rd round and Colts take him there, that'd be awesome. That's not going to happen. But wait, we don't have the 3rd round pick anymore.
Oof. Get wrecked. But yeah, that makes sense for the Bengals to pick up an offensive tackle too, because Joe Burrow was just getting hit left and right, and he got injured from getting hit last year. That ended his season, so that makes perfect sense. That probably makes a lot more sense than a wide receiver. But I'm just, I just think they want to surround Joe Burrow with young talent because he needs someone to throw to after AJ Green left.
AJ Green's gone, but they still have
John Ross.
Who's that?
I don't know why, but I really like him.
No, the other guy. The other wide receiver.
I'm blanking on his name.
Bengals roster.
But I don't know why, but John Ross,
T. Higgins.
Okay, they have T.
Tyler
Higgins.
Boyd.
John Ross had the fastest 40-yard dash in draft history. And he's really good with long ball too, and he's still young. I wanted the Eagles to get him, but I just been focused on him for so many years.
Joe Mixon.
Oh yeah, Joe Mixon as well. So they got some young talent. I feel like they need some veterans on that team to teach these young guys, but yeah. So the 6th pick in the NFL draft is the Miami Dolphins.
Who do you think they're going to get?
I think they're going to get an edge rusher.
Okay.
Gregory. I don't know how to pronounce this last name. I'm going to butcher it. Rasui.
Oh, Gregory Rousseau.
There you go. Gregory Rousseau.
Damn. Okay. Interesting.
Because I feel like they have lack of talent on the edge, and I feel like that should be their primary objective is to get an edge rusher. And I just feel like Gregory is, one of the top guys. Because, the Dolphins just got Will Fuller, and of course they could always like add on to that, and they got Myles Gaskin as a running back as well, and didn't they pick up another running back as well? I forget. I mean, those aren't like fucking number one wide receivers in the league or not like top of their positions, but they're decent enough where they can just get by, and I feel like they should focus on edge rushers than anything. Because to make that defense that much more elite.
Yeah, I think there are a good amount of edge rushers in this draft that one could slide even into like second round and Miami Dolphins pick it off, or at least Miami Dolphins have an 18th pick. They could definitely pick up something there. So I don't think they're going to address edge in this spot particularly, but they definitely do eventually. I'm going to go, this is where I think Devontae Smith will end up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I think this will give them one of the best receiving cores in the league. I mean, it's young, so maybe they still have to prove themselves, obviously. Yeah, I think this will give them the edge they really need, which is on the offensive side. They just haven't had their defense has been fine. I think they can address that at a later pick, but, you know, they just need a bit more firepower for Tua, and why not reunite him with an Alabama guy? Yeah. That's what I feel.
Makes perfect sense. All right, I'm just going to reset the camera real quick. Okay. So we got the 7th pick in the NFL draft. That's going to the Detroit Lions. They're in desperate need of wide receiver, cornerback, and offensive tackle. I believe that they're going to get a cornerback within this league, and his name is of mine. Caleb. Wait, fuck. What's his last name? Caleb. Fuck. What? I literally just saw his name.
Caleb Farley?
Yeah, Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech.
That's so funny.
So, you know, my name, he's going to represent very highly in this class. So yeah, I believe that the Detroit Lions are going to take Caleb Farley because, I mean, I feel like the Lions they're just in a full rebuild. They need help in every single direction, and I feel like they just need help on the defense as well because teams have been scoring on them left and right. And Darius Slay, the Eagles got last year from the Lions, and he was one of the best cornerbacks within the league. So they're in desperate need, and they don't have Darius Slay anymore last year. And I just feel like, you know, they are in desperate need of one.
Okay, I could see that, but they just lost Galladay, and so I think Galladay was like one of, if not the best player on their team. And so I think they need to fill in that gap immediately. So that's why I'm also going with another wide receiver, back-to-back, in fact. And that is Jamar Chase, LSU. A lot of people also think that he could go to the Bengals to reunite him with Burrow, which I feel like maybe just too soon in the draft. I think he'll be the second wide receiver taken. I mean, they just need help on all sides, absolutely. But I even feel like Jamar Chase is like an underrated wide receiver. Devontae is overshadowing him, and I would even say that Waddle might be overshadowing him too, the Alabama boys. So I think Detroit will see this as, you know, the only right option just because, like, you can't pass up on a talent like him, I feel like. And I think Jared Goff would play well with him too, because I don't think Jared Goff is a bad quarterback by any stance. I don't think he's great, but he's not bad. And just thinking about like the wide receivers he had on his team with the Rams, like very good wideouts, guys who were really good at running routes too, and just had great hands. And that's someone that Chase is, you know.
Yeah.
So I think Goff definitely needs that, and I don't even know who else is on that offense anymore for the Lions. So yeah, just need to fill in that hole immediately. But like you said, they really need to fill in a lot of different areas. So I could see Caleb Farley being taken, sure. I could see an offensive tackle being taken, absolutely. Fuck it, even a defensive lineman, linebacker. I don't care. I feel like just they need to address a lot of things and quick. So
yeah, I also agree. And yeah, I just feel like they're a stronger looking team, and any help would be good for them. But
running back.
Yeah, an entire team. They just need to get an entire team in this draft.
Actually, I don't think so. They got a good running back last year. I forget what his name is.
Oh, Swift.
Yeah, he's all right. I think he'll do better this next season.
All right, so we got the 8th pick overall, the Carolina Panthers, and I'm going to pick offense of tackle. I didn't do it I didn't do that last time. I literally did that with Gregory Rousseau, but
well, it's different per everything.
Yeah. Sorry, I just
did you take it from the same website with Gregory Rousseau?
Yeah. That's so weird. Okay, but I'm going to take offensive tackle Penny Sewell. Offensive tackle, and the Panthers are going to pick him because he is one of the top prospects within this draft, and I can't see him not going in the top 10 within this draft. And he's, like you said previously, he's just out of this world.
Penny Sewell.
Swell. Are you having a swell day?
Are
you having a swell day?
A swell day?
Yeah.
Anyways, I also think they'll go with the tackle, but I already said that Sewell will go earlier. So I'm going with Christian Darrisaw. I like his name. I don't know. I really don't know anything about this tackle. I just know that he's going to get taken before the Colts will get their hands on him. So that's all that matters. Him and Penny. And so yeah, I just haven't even bothered even thinking about those guys.
Penny Sewell. I just wish sometimes that the Eagles had every single pick in the draft just so that they could get what they want. But,
who do you think the Denver Broncos are going to take at number 9?
So, kind of in spite of Trey, to be honest. I think that the Broncos are going to pick Trey Lance because I just don't. I don't think that Drew Lock is it for them. I just he has his highlights, but I feel like that's with every quarterback.
No, Trey wants a quarterback.
Yeah. I just feel like they're.
I think he'd really like another Trey, a Trey on his team. I think he'd love that.
Yeah. Oh wait, yeah. When I was saying in spite of Trey, I meant Trey Skates, our Trey. I didn't mean Trey Lance. I don't know the guy. He's probably a nice guy.
No, I'm sure he'd enjoy being on the Broncos. They don't have terrible people. I think he'd really like Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And then
one of the best route runners in last year's class.
Yeah. And then also, if I didn't pick the absurd Philly trade and Falcon trade, I was going to have Justin the Justin Fields drop to the Denver Broncos.
No, I don't think he's gonna drop that far.
Yeah.
No way.
I don't know.
I refuse to believe. Trey Lance. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
Oh, hell yeah. That's the first one we agree on other than the first two, which I don't really count because I feel like that's too obvious.
Yeah.
So, and then for the fucking 10th pick, we got the fucking Dallas Cowboys. I want them to pick bottom tier guys. Well, they don't deserve any of these elite talents on their team. They're just going to whoever they pick
is fuck is going on.
It's just
yeah. Yo, just make your pick already. Jesus.
I'm trying to stall because because I haven't picked yet, but I think they're going to pick a CB, Jace Horn, JC Horn.
Wait, I think I have him somewhere.
From North Carolina because. Yeah, he's from North Carolina, right? Fuck.
I think so.
Yeah. No, South Carolina. He's from J.C. Lance Horn from South Carolina. And the Cowboys defense is absolute garbage, and they need all the help they can get on the defense. And I don't... every which way last year, their defense was getting exposed. If... They would only have 1 or 2 wins if their offense didn't absolutely carry them to a win. They should have lost against the Falcons. They should have lost against a couple other teams if their offense wasn't so good. And I think they have one of the best offensive lines in the league as well. So they don't need any improvements on there. So, yeah. I just think their best bet is a cornerback.
I agree that their best bet is quarterback.
Or cornerback. Cornerback, yeah.
But I think it's going to be Caleb Farley.
Don't associate my name with that.
Dude, it would be so funny. Caleb is on the Cowboys.
I would be absolutely pissed. I would...
The thing is, I wasn't even thinking about that when I made that pick.
Really?
I wasn't. I was just like, oh, they need a cornerback. That's the best cornerback in the draft. Boom. Yeah, either way, they need a cornerback. I agree.
I refuse to have my name associated with the Cowboys.
What about the Giants?
Giants, I don't know why, but for the last few years, they've just been so bad that I kind of feel bad for them. So I don't really hate them as much just because the Eagles have also been beating on them. So I don't have so much hate on the Giants, but I think they're going to go linebacker, Micah Parsons.
I agree.
From Penn State.
Yeah, absolutely. They need as much help as they can get on their defense, and that guy can do it all. I feel like so.
I agree.
Except a lot of people don't like his character, I guess, which I don't know too much about. But I mean, I've seen the way he plays, and that speaks enough to me to say that he's going to go this early.
I agree. The Giants defense is in need of help as well because they've been getting smoked. Unless if the Eagles play with them, then they look like they're a top 3 defense. Yeah, I just think they need help on the defense to help some of that offense out. And then, so we got the interesting little dilemma here. So I think the 12th pick as of now, or probably will stay, the Philadelphia Eagles. But with that trade that I concocted in my head, I have the Atlanta Falcons at the 12th pick instead of the Philadelphia Eagles. And I think the Falcons will pick a defensive player because their defense struggled, and that's one of the main reasons why they struggled so much is because teams were coming back and haunting them. And since they just got a tight end in Zach Ertz, one of the best tight ends in the league, I think what does DI stand for again? Is that defensive?
DI.
Or DL? Is that?
If it's DL, then it's defensive line.
On this chart, the abbreviation is DI for Christian Barmore from Alabama.
Oh, Christian Barmore.
Is he a defensive player? I feel like D is automatically associated with defensive player.
He's a defensive tackle. Maybe they mean interior defensive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I
think they're going to get Christian Barmore, defensive tackle from Alabama. The Falcons will get because they need someone on defense. My clothes are done in the dryer. How fun. But yeah, I just think they really need help. They just need help a lot on the defense because I feel like, again, kind of like the Cowboys situation, if their defense stepped up, they would have won a lot more games. So yeah, another hot take, but I just think Matty Ice is going to be playing a little while, so their main focus is not really. Wait. Fuck what? I like that pick.
Jalen Waddle for the Eagles.
I'm happy with that pick. I'm happy that you picked them for that because they also need wide receiver as well. What made you choose Jalen Waddle? Was it because he was the next best wide receiver?
Next best, and I'm pretty sure Hurts has some experience passing him when he was at Alabama because Waddle's been with him a while. He was the number 1 wide receiver before he got injured, and then Devontae Smith took over.
I feel like the Eagles always get guys who've been recently injured and always take a chance on them because we did that with Sidney Jones a few drafts back. We picked him up in the 2nd round, and he was the top-graded cornerback before he tore his ACL, I believe. But no one was taking a chance on him because of that injury, and they were right because we don't have Sidney Jones anymore, but...
Damn. All right. Well, number 13 picks the Chargers. Who do you think? They need a tackle, edge, defensive back.
I think they're going to pick an offensive tackle for this one to help Justin Herbert out a little bit, and I think that Rashawn Slater is going to go on them. Yeah. Because with young talent like that, you need to
Yeah, that's the first thing they need to address, I think. I mean, edge, defensive back, sure. I think their defense is all right, though. I don't think they're, like, terrible. And they can address that later, I think. I don't think that's a first round, like, must need. Rashawn Slater, they definitely would like to have him first round. So.
Yeah. I feel like the offensive line is the most important position in the entire league. So, yeah, just focus on that if you have a young guy.
Yeah, the lines are good.
Because one season-ending injury can change the entire dynamic, no matter how good you are, of that one player. Show a little regression from Carson Wentz out of the ACL injury, but not much. I feel like that's more of a team thing. But I think that's like the most recent example that I can come up with. I guess you could say Alex Smith, but I feel like that's more of age than anything, and he did decent when he came back from that disastrous leg injury. I'm just kind of to come up with like examples.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We know what we're talking about. Everyone knows this.
Yeah.
Number 14 pick, Vikings. They need defensive backs in general, whether it be safety or cornerback, but also they could use some offensive line help.
I'm going to go with a safety on this one. Trevion Moehrig.
Oh, Trevon
Moehrig.
Moehrig, I think it's how you spell it. Yeah.
I apologize for mispronouncing names. It's one of the pet peeves of mine is to mispronounce names because I just feel like
it's whatever, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I can see how it's like a little bit disrespectful, but it's not. I'm not trying to be disrespectful by mispronouncing it. It's just me, like, being a dumbass and not knowing how to. Like,
I'm taking Patrick. Let's go, Patrick, cornerback. Certain.
Let's go.
I think ever since we took their Pro Bowl, the Colts took their Pro Bowl cornerback, they've been needing to fill that gap a little.
I'm surprised you went with cornerback on this one, to be honest.
I think he's a really good player, and Vikings could really use him.
I mean, because they just got Patrick Peterson and stuff.
I mean, yeah, but put Patrick and Patrick together, boom.
That is true. The Patrick duo. So, with the 15th pick, we are in dead middle of this little excursion. Not little, pretty big. Because, yeah. But I think the Patriots are going to get a quarterback in this draft. Because I don't think, Cam Newton is their solution. I think he's just, duct tape on what a bigger problem is. Because I think if you give Bill Belichick a quarterback, it's lights off. The Patriots are just going to be the best team again. I need to look up the top quarterback draft picks because all of the top end quarterbacks already went.
You already picked them. But I have no problem with that. I can just go ahead and say mine. I picked Mac Jones quarterback, which is so funny on so many levels because first of all, everyone says Mac Jones is the next Tom Brady. People keep joking about that.
Well, because it's not really jokes, because it's like he is going to be the next Tom Brady.
So, but with Belichick, I think he could do well with them, honestly. But also, I think it's so funny because he's from Alabama. Cam Newton is from Auburn, and so there's that little rivalry there. And I just think the quarterback room is going to be a mess if they do this. They're going to be fucking hating each other. Cam Newton's not going to know what to do. Who do you got?
All right, so from sportingnews.com, I looked up the top 10 quarterback draft picks, and number 6 is Kyle Trask. And,
yeah.
I'm going to have to put faith in this website that he is a good QB. I know.
From Florida. He was a Heisman candidate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then yeah.
He was putting up numbers, but he also had hits.
I feel like Bill Belichick can beat that out of him. So, it just makes the most sense. If Patriots get another good quarterback, it's off to the races because, as in proven with Tom Brady, if they have a good quarterback, because
develop around it.
Yeah, because some of Tom Brady's teams, he basically carried them. With some of the Super Bowl runs, recent times, Tom Brady basically carried that team to the Super Bowl win. And I feel like Bill Belichick, in his mind, is a very good oriented around the quarterback, and he can, if he has a decent quarterback, then he can make the rest of the team really good, despite some of lack of talent.
All right, number 16 pick, Cardinals, cornerback, running back, offensive guard. Who are you going to take?
Since they recently got rid of Patrick Peterson, one may say that may be a strong choice to pick a cornerback, in which I will be doing. I think they're going to get Greg Newsome from Northwestern because the Cardinals are just filling in so many holes that they lacked last season with J.J. Watt and some of the other guys that they picked up, James Conner. I just think they need to focus on their defense too, because some of the oh geez,
I disagree. I think they're getting a guard, Elijah Vera Tucker.
I can also agree with that because they need
some offensive line.
Kyler might, so. But yeah.
For Kyler's
always
on the run, and I don't think he's I think he's good on the run, but I don't think he's really supposed to be on the run that much. But he also did get injured a little bit towards the end of the season, so.
I don't think any quarterback is supposed to be on the run that much.
I mean, Lamar Jackson.
Oh yeah, true, but
there are some quarterbacks that are good on their feet.
Yeah, I just think that the Cardinals need defense too because they got screwed in some games last year with that.
Sure. Yeah, they definitely need to patch that up eventually, but I think they can address it later. Las Vegas Raiders.
I think they're going to get a linebacker.
I think we have to hurry up, Sophia.
Okay, so I think they're going to get a linebacker, Jeremiah Osea Como. I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Type it in. I don't know either.
Okay, I'm just going to copy and paste it, and hopefully it doesn't do what it did last time. Okay, yeah, there it goes. Linebacker, because they also need help on that defensive end.
I say Kwity Paye off the edge. Let's go. Miami Dolphins, second time, number 18 pick. Who do you think they're going to get this time? You said they were getting who last time? An edge rusher. So who do you think they're going to address now?
How come I didn't, I only put Devontae Smith as wide receiver taken already. So I'm going to give
my God, there's so many wide receivers that taking.
Oh my God. What am I even doing? So, okay, since I didn't say any wide receivers yet, I'm going to say Jamar Chase because they do need help on that offensive end.
Right. I say Najee Harris. Just all the Alabama boys are coming to Miami. Fuck it. That's you don't even need to address defense. They have a great defense already. Let's just bring the running back in there and just be the most dominant young offense you'll ever see. That's how I feel. Washington football team. They need a lot of things.
Yep. I'm just going to put out offensive tackle because I feel like that's one of the areas that they struggled the most, and I think they're going to get Christian Darsaw. I think he's decent, and I don't think I picked him yet.
I'm doing Tevin Jenkins because did I do Darius already? No. Yes, I did. Yeah, there we go. Chicago Bears. Who do you think they're going to take?
I think they're going to take another. Wait. Did they? Oh no, they already picked up Andy Dalton. I forgot about that. So I think they're going to pick up a cornerback.
Hey guys.
We're recording a podcast.
Fuck your podcast, bitch.
He's never coming on the podcast again. He is banned now.
Wow.
And I'm going to say that they pick up Asante Samuel Jr.
Okay. I say Trevon Moehrig, safety. He's just one of the better ones left. I don't know. I don't even know if they need a safety. I just threw that in there because I feel like they could use a lot of things. Colts. This is one I'm excited about. Obviously, I'm a Colts fan. They definitely need a left tackle more than anything, but I feel like one will slide to second round because a lot of the really, really good left tackles have already been taken by this point. So, the leftovers are going to slide to the second round by this point, but there's still some really good edges left, and I think they're going to take Azeez Ojulari. I really like him. Characteristically, there are some habits he has that people think are not good, but I think with our coaching and development, that'll get taken out of him. So I'm not worried about that at all. Azeez Ojulari will be a great pick for us.
I think they're going to go wide receiver because that's one of their areas that they lack, and I'm going to pick Jalen Waddle.
Wow, that would be fucking crazy if they went wide receiver. I really doubt it. It's either left tackle or edge in my mind, but I mean, if really nothing's left for them at that point, why not? Fucking wide receiver, let's go.
Yeah, and I just think because basically I have not picked or focused on wide receivers in this draft lately, and I believe that Jalen Waddle is probably going to go up more, but I just think that the Colts need a wide receiver to help Carson Wentz more, and yeah.
That'd be exciting, I guess, but yeah, I think the most help he needs is a left tackle.
That is true.
Rashad Bateman for the Titans, really. I guess they have a good wide receiver one, but everyone else is not great. They just lost a really good tight end. I think they lost Corey Davis. Did Corey Davis go to... Where did he go?
I think the Jets.
Oh, he's on the Jets now. Yeah. Rashad Bateman, that makes sense. I'm getting them a cornerback just because I think defense is a bit more of a concern, and their coach is also defensively minded. So Asante Samuel Jr., a couple picks back from where you put him.
Yeah, I love Asante Samuel because he was on the Eagles for a little, his dad. And if he has as much talent as Asante Samuel does, then he's going to be a very good cornerback in this league.
Yeah. As for the Jets, I think with their next pick, as much as they probably need defensive players first, I feel like you just got to pick up a wide receiver for your boy Darnold. I mean, not Darnold. What am I saying? Wilson, that we think they're going to take. So I say Rondell Moore. You say Kwity Paye. Interesting.
Yeah, I just think that they need help on the defensive end too, because that's one of the areas that they struggled with.
All right, Steelers, their only first-round pick. Who do you think they're going to go for?
I think they're going to pick a running back.
Oh, that would be really helpful. Yeah.
Because the loss of James Conner, and I just feel like they just haven't had that many good running backs lately within recent times. So I think their primary goal is going to be running back, Javonte Williams.
I say J.C. Horn, cornerback.
Wow.
Yeah. I think that's the only concern they have left on the defense, and he's a really good one. So I think you can get a good running back second round. Colts did. Especially with this class where there's not like a running back like, oh, you must take him first round, you know.
Yeah, I feel like running backs are very versatile as well, and yeah, I just think you can't really go wrong with choosing one in the first round.
Yeah, Jaguars.
So I picked Samuel Kozma, offensive tackle for the Jaguars, to help out Trevor Lawrence because that's something that they need.
They don't necessarily... This isn't one of their biggest needs, but I just predict that he's going to slide pretty far, and then they're just going to want to take him. Even though they might want to go for a wide receiver, but I just don't feel like they're high enough to take one of the really good ones yet, so they might just have to wait till second round, if they have a second round. So yeah, Jeremiah, linebacker. As for the Cleveland Browns, I think everyone agrees that they need some help on the defensive line. Yeah, I feel like maybe wide receiver could be a concern too, but I don't think that's their biggest concern.
Yeah, that's why I picked Amon McNeil, defensive tackle, because I don't think they necessarily need help in the wide receiver because they got Odell Beckham and they have a pretty good lineup in the wide receiver end, so I don't really think that...
Hey, can you check garage band real quick?
It's still good.
Okay. Yeah, I did an edge rusher with Jalen Phillips.
Wait, I just need to stop the...
Yeah, go for it. As for the Baltimore Ravens, I also think they could use a wide receiver at this point. I think, at least in my predicted draft, a lot of the edge rushers are already gone, even though they could use that. So that's that. Kadarius Toney is who I chose for Baltimore.
I'm going to also go with wide receiver in this. I'm going to pick Damian Brown because the Ravens were literally shopping for a wide receiver and just getting slammed either way every single time. And I think they're just in desperate needs because they're throwing out large sums with numbers at some of these free agencies. Wide receivers like Kenny Galladay and your boy Hilton.
Yeah.
T.Y. Hilton, and I just think they're going to draft.
Did they end up getting any?
I think they got one wide receiver. I forget who it is though. I forget. They managed to get someone, but he's not as good as what they were shopping for.
Right. Oh, Sammy Watkins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely not as good as what they were shopping for. But hey, still very decent.
Yes.
still should get a wide receiver first round. New Orleans Saints, I feel like they have a lot of holes to fill at this point, but biggest one for me is regarding defense. I think this guy kind of slipped in my draft. He probably might get taken sooner, but I'll just put him here. Christian Barrymore, defensive tackle. And you got Elijah Moore. I love Elijah Moore.
Yeah, I just think they need help with the wide receiver end because they don't have any, because they lost Emmanuel Sanders as well, I'm pretty sure.
And Michael Thomas injury concerns. So.
Yeah, and he's a brat, so
All right.
I just don't see him going well with the rest of the coaching staff.
What about Packers?
I think they're going to go with either an offensive tackle or a CB, but I'm going to pick a CB for them because I forget who that one guy is that just kept getting smoked against the Buccaneers. He just, every which way, he could not like cover.
Damn.
So that's why I'm going to pick Patrick Surtain.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think they would really appreciate that. I'm going with defensive tackle personally. Levi Onwuzurike. I don't know how to pronounce the last name. Just Levi. Defensive tackle.
Levi Brown.
Buffalo Bills. I think they still have some room to grow on the defensive end, but honestly, they're a very all-around team. I feel like whoever they're gonna pick is just gonna like learn a great deal from the veterans already on that team. They might not even get to show much promise until later on, but yeah. Who you got?
I got them picking an edge guy, Jalen Phillips.
I also got edge Joseph Asai.
I feel like you can't really go wrong with an edge rusher in the first round as well. I feel like, not that it's easy, but I feel like there's a lot of great talent between running back and edge in drafts, so I just feel like you can't really go wrong from there.
Also, what about Ravens? Once again, who do you think they're getting this time?
I think they're going to get a safety because I think that some safety help would be very good with them. I'm trying to find a safety right now, so I'm stalling, but
That's fine. I have Gregory Rousseau from the edge. You had him going at 6th. I did not think he was worth that high. I think there are so many other better edge rushers. In fact, I chose 1, 2, 3, 4 edge rushers ahead of him. So,
dude, he's going to be elite. Like, I don't know what to tell you. He's going to be the best in the draft.
And then I also have another edge rusher going to the Buccaneers for the last pick of the first round. I
got a safety and Eli Molden for the Ravens, and then I got a running back for Tampa Bay.
They could use a running back, yeah. That might make more sense, but who?
I got Javonte Williams.
All right.
North Carolina.
I have Jason Owe. Did you have Owe in the first round? No. All right, there you go. There are our 32 picks.
All right, I just want to go back real quick just to make sure that I haven't had any, like, repeats. I don't think I did.
No, I've been pretty certain that you have.
Yeah, all right. So I don't have any repeats, but yeah, that's our picks so long. And yet again, we wanted this to be a little shorter end, but
it didn't. We talked a lot about those first like 10 to 15.
Yeah.
So
I feel like we always get caught up in rambling about at least something, but as a case, it's an hour and 3 minutes long, and almost an hour and 4 minutes before post-production. But yeah, that's our picks. We have some hot takes, like my Atlanta Falcons and Eagle ones. But yeah, thank you for watching.
Thank you so much.
And see ya later.
Bye.
Wink, wink.